What's going on, everybody? InfinityDrill here, and today we are drilling into a game called Never Alone. Yeah, I don't know anything about it, so we're gonna check it out. Cultural insights. Oh, so this is about a real... Cool. Very, very interesting. Got a new game. Inupiat are Alaska Native people who have thrived for thousands of years in one of the most formidable environments on Earth.
Unipkaaqutiarsigikpin taalaanilaqannasuk unipkaaqtuaq qaaviuraqama niviaqsiaqarualugguuq iñuuniaqaneqsuq angayoqaagamini sumitaimma niviaqsiaqarualuqamuniallatuneqsaq aasiisulaqallavluni supayaanik.
Oh, okay. You gotta use the keys.
Iñuuniaqhutik anuqqautigaisi.
Sorry, not sorry. I had to get my thumbnail.
Anuqulingaalliaqpaqalluni kisaimma paniqnialiaqsivut niviaqsiaqarualuk kisaimma isummeqtoq tavraasi kangitsaquaqsigaassumman anuqlisugurukumagaan summan anuqulingaalliaqimagaan tavraasi kangitsaquaqsigaassumman anuqlisugurukumagaan anuquliqpaalluni suniuraqanaitsoqunni tavrani viaqsiaqarualuk ayuungitsoq payyagniuliqsoq
A burr. Indeed. You best run, girl. Push those Eskimo feet. The polar bear, Hungy. And you look like Seal. Probably dressed in Seal, too. So, I mean, doesn't help your case any. The big boy. Oh, he got us now. Playing co-op. Oh, you can switch in single play. I like how the polar bear is just going to be distracted. He's stuck. That's fine.
tuqutawayaqtoq kisimriumi arraannapqangapiaqtoq
That's cool. The weather did not clear up as a blizzard was followed by yet another blizzard. Foxes be like that, though.
When I was growing up, my grandpa had a pet white fox. If you're a good friend with a fox, when there's danger abound, they try to keep you from getting into trouble. They pull tricks here and there, and foxes are like spoiled little kids in a way. When you let her out, she'd go prancing out in the snow, jumping in the air. I know she was happy then. Come running at
Cutie.
me, jump on my chest, knock me backwards, lick my face, and I try not to let her. So that was my memory of my grandpa's pet fox.
It's adorable. It's nice to have good core memories like that. Teamwork makes the dream work. We both fell. That's funny.
Caribou was it provided for us in many ways.
Our clothing in those days was made of all caribou skin.
I grew up wearing caribou pants, mittens, caribou skin mattress, blankets.
Some people had boots that were made with wolf leggings, sealskin sole bottoms. Baleen was shaved to make insoles. They kept us quite dry and warm as well. But the caribou skin clothing was the best. And we would get as many yearlings as we could for our outer clothing. And for a heavy winter, we would get caribou in February or March because the hair was the longest and the skin was the thickest, and we would use those for our winter gear. With that stuff on, you could sleep outside in 50 below and it wouldn't bother you a bit.
That's awesome. I wish society and culture was more in tune with nature, and we used more of a wider variety of things instead of being so socially awkward. I forgot spacebar's jump. We just drowned to death in front of our fox buddy. But instead we waste a lot. We think that making things as cheap as possible is better instead of quality, but that's because companies run everything. They care about corporate, gains instead of customers getting a product that actually can last them a lifetime and their kids.
Nibeak siyagaroluk kangek singalok. Supayat ikayok takakanibluwich.
And helping, nature around you can also help you in return.
Dam na tarikan niyak. Siwoniksip kangawa nibeak siyagaroluk. Kanutun pekpaganak tilangit tamat ko ikayok tauruat.
That's wild. Can you imagine walking by and you see a kid just floating in the air?
Sila is the weather. It also means the atmosphere. Here's the Nuna, or the land. And it's anything from the land into the moon, the sun, the stars. That's Sila.
It's a very spiritual, and we have a relationship with Sila. Sila has a soul in the same way we do as people, in the same way animals do.
I think spirit helpers in and of themselves are really about how we're connected with things. And so it may be that there is a spirit helper that shows themselves as a bird to show you the way home, or it may be a spirit helper that actually decides to show themselves with the face and body of a man instead of their animal form. And so I think one of the things that's hard to understand is that it's not one way of seeing things, it's one way of knowing you're connected to everything.
We've always had that spirituality of everything around us.
It's the interaction you have with the air you breathe, the ocean that you gather resources from, the rivers from which you gather fish, the tundra from which you pick berries, the animals that give themselves. It's all of that.
I mean, they ain't wrong. The world is one big living ecosystem. Technically, it's one big giant brain, and we make up the neurons on its, on its wrinkles. Working alongside, the world around us is the best way that we're gonna have the most, useful relationship. Because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we form a symbiotic relationship with everything around us?
Asa kangeksinay chikon ne kanok pisilang. Agalan tabra ataw chikon ay ngaruk.
I almost got pushed into that water. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I know you, Mother Nature. I know you try to be vicious. Can't fool me. Any more? He's like, hey, I need you to bend over. Oh my god. We just overjumped. I think we missed that owl too. Hey, we caught it that time. Again? Oh, now it doesn't do it. No wind? I never know when it's gonna come. That's rough.
Iveaksiaruolu tikitka aimaavini. Agalaan maluunaqsingamara. Injokoluk tikingamarok iveaksiaruolu piingaan. Ivahalaksimarok sumirtaimma. Nikatjakkumanyainjaksuk. Pakit qaangaam nago ivaktani. Nunaqiq ikiwaqtuaqaniqsuq. Inyungi toquttaqtauganiqsit.
Could you imagine one dude doing that? I would have beat his ass. It said that with each gust to wind, the powdery snow blew in every direction.
Iveaksiaruolu upperingitqa tautuktani. Tautugunaqtuaq sunapayaaq siquminganiqsuq. Niveaksiaruolum iyuniaqatingi pisaullaganiqsut. Qanaquimña anuqulakpallqiñam tainnaqumiñaitqa. Tamaanga ikumauaqtuamin qaqraaqpam iñua niptaqtaq. Sumaalagullaqami niveaksiaruolum piitsingingani. Agalaan qaqraaqpallqiñat sagabingaitjut.
Oh, that happened. I'm guessing, there it is.
Qaiguin tuting. Qallaktuq iñugungaruaq uppik. Qanaquuma ilisimanaqpanga. Isumullaktuq niveaksiarualuq.
Because he an owl.
Qaunugingagikpen. Qillautika piigupku. Ikayoquniaqalluarikpen kimun tainna naaqiq. Sabaaqitilaanga.
I like his pipe, but I don't like how it's not set in his hand correctly. That bothers me.
Drum is something that's common to all cultures in Alaska. All cultures have a drum that may have some stylistic differences or differences in the materials that it's made, but it's still in recognition of life and vitality. And the drum mirrors the heartbeat. And when you continue drumming soon, it will be in line with your heartbeat, because that's what it's supposed to be, the heartbeat of the community, and it symbolizes vitality. And it's the most tremendous feeling to be in a room and to have one long row of all the drummers and to have that feeling of unity and everyone beating in harmony.
Not gonna lie, kind of reminds me of like a powwow, except, you know, the Alaskan
and
version.
to know that you're connected, you're on the land that you are connected to. And even if you grew up outside of the community, that which is in you comes from this area. And it's the greatest feeling.
Man, I went at it and look what happens. Oh.
When your soul feels the music. My kind of people. Oh no. Are we supposed to? Oh, I guess we're supposed to go in there. I 100% thought we'd be going up high. You know, it seems like something a typical fox would do, where they would just sit on the box instead of actually help you.
Kaya rarak tuat diversero lo pak. Asi Ingitchuna itukto sa gulugumagan.
Eh. Yeah, I kind of figured. Oh my god, the fox. Jeez, their aim is spot on. And then after he throws this one, oh, you can't throw it any further. That's fine.
Diversero lo sabat ko may akalawit. Imanyarat. Bakit ka upir kayaw di nga?
Push, little one, push. Yeah, I don't know why the foxes can't just stand in my way. Typical fox. The grip strength on this girl, though, to be able to climb like this.
Diversero lo kutingarok kayaw delegajo ni.
Hey, he's holding his pipe correctly. I like his pipe though. It looked like it had a story on it. Thought he was supposed to tell us where the guy was.
The bola is what we call kilometang. And the kilometang is made out of braided sinew tied out to some heavy bone which you could twirl. In my case, we're catching ducks.
When we're out whaling, sometimes the ducks start flying. And they're good for duck hunting. You know, if you're a whaling crew, you can't make too much noise. So you can't use a shotgun for getting some duck soup handy, you know. So bola was a really handy weapon to use for catching ducks. You know, the ducks fly in, you throw it up and tangles up the bird, and down they go.
I mean, it's ingenious. I mean, you got to work with what you got. You kind of have to make do, you know. And like they said, they couldn't use a gun; it'd be too loud. Although whaling's not great though either. I'm glad that that's not like a thing anymore. I don't know why he didn't just climb. Oh, so you gotta like hold up or down. That's weird. Got it. Nice. Okay. We need a Wilhelm scream, but female.
Tabratay na igilihotik. Libeak siya rolum ato ka upium ay chuta.
Yeah, this game kind of reminds me of, obviously, very extremely different as far as like the theme, but there's a game called Prey where you play as a Native American and like you kind of learn a little bit about, you know, not as much as this. Obviously, this is way more educational, but nice. We got our bird spirit. At least she did the jump by herself. That was kind of nice.
Sila tane nunakimata inyuhuluk kasuwag.
Yeah, he looks terrible.
Inyuhulum taudu kami nutkakuwa. Agalan ni Viak Siagaroluk sa Kisima.
Oh, yeah. I got caught.
Nalif sa Viak taudu kami kilometer. Tafura ivaktani taudu kami.
So he's been coming after her bola. Oh, the bola doesn't do anything to him. That's kind of lame. I was gonna try to turn and hit him midair, but we gotta wait for the creep.
Agalan igilaw niya si kakalaksisi nyaktok.
Following that, it stopped briefly and then became windy all over again. It was difficult to see anything in the blizzard.
Malaguguni ubuluguni wishaw bruti.
Oh no. They're so sad. They found something. I think that is a good time to wrap it up. What a wonderful, lovely little game. It's definitely one of those more educational games where you're going to be learning something alongside playing. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's nice to have that kind of different format and gain some knowledge at the same time as gaining some skills, you know? But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I will see you guys next time. Deuces.